Have you ever noticed how a simple backyard can become the most magical place on earth? All it takes is a little bit of imagination. Today, I want to tell you a story about two friends, Thomas and Valentina, and how they discovered that the greatest adventures were waiting for them right outside the back door. It was a bright, sunny afternoon, the kind of day that just begs you to go outside and play. Thomas ran over to Valentina's house, his sneakers barely touching the ground. Valentina's backyard was a wonderland of colors. Her mom's prize-winning roses painted the fence in shades of red and pink. A big old oak tree stood like a wise giant in the center, and a tiny stream gurgled happily at the far end. To anyone else, it was just a backyard. But to Thomas and Valentina, it was a universe of possibilities. Ready for an adventure? Valentina asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She was already wearing her special guardian cape, which was really an old green blanket. Thomas grinned, pulling a makeshift mask over his eyes. Always. Today, I am. Super. Thomas, defender of the innocent, and this backyard is no longer a yard. It's the treacherous jungle of whispering woods. Valentina giggled. And I am Valentina, the guardian of the enchanted forest. My mission is to protect all its creatures, big and small. Their mission began immediately. The rose bushes weren't just flowers anymore. They were the snarling thorn monsters that guarded the entrance to the jungle. Super Thomas had to use his super speed, which looked a lot like very fast zigzag running, to get past them without getting scratched by their imaginary thorns. Guardian Valentina used her magical powers, which involved waving a stick she found, to calm the beasts and create a safe passage. Next, they faced the gurgling gorge, which was of course the little stream. "Oh no," cried Thomas, "the bridge is out. How will we cross the rushing rapids?" Valentina looked around, her eyes landing on a few flat, smooth stones. "Don't worry, Super Thomas, I will use my earthbending powers to raise a path from the riverbed." She carefully hopped from one stone to another, testing each one. "It's safe. Follow me." They heroically crossed the gorge, one careful step at a time, their hearts pounding with the thrill of the quest. Their greatest challenge, however, was yet to come. As they reached the ancient oak tree, which they called the Tower of Sages, they heard a tiny, faint sound. Mew, mew. They froze. This sound was not part of their game. They peered into the bushes near the base of the tree and saw a little ball of orange fur, shivering and looking very lost. It was a tiny kitten, a captured citizen. Super Thomas declared, his voice dropping to a serious whisper. "The kitten has been trapped by the shadow sorcerer." Guardian Valentina knelt down slowly. "Don't be scared, little one," she cooed softly. "We're here to help." She knew that real-life heroes had to be gentle. She reached out her hand, and the kitten, after a moment of hesitation, took a wobbly step forward and rubbed against her fingers, purring. Thomas and Valentina carefully scooped up the kitten. Their grand adventure had suddenly become a real-life rescue mission. They brought the little furball inside, where Valentina's mom helped them give it a saucer of milk and make a cozy bed in a shoebox. They found out later that the kitten belonged to their new neighbors and had just wandered off. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the yard, Thomas and Valentina sat on the back porch, watching the sky turn from blue to orange and purple. The kitten was safely back home. The jungle of whispering woods had turned back into a quiet backyard. "That was the best adventure ever," Thomas said, leaning back with a happy sigh. Valentina nodded, a warm smile on her face. We didn't need to go anywhere far away, did we?" And in that quiet moment, they understood a wonderful secret. They didn't need a real jungle or a far-off kingdom. With a good friend and a big dose of imagination, their very own backyard was the most adventurous, most magical, and best place in the entire world. What kind of adventures can you find in your own backyard? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who loves adventures too. See you next time.